So everyone, let's please welcome Mona Zaid, General Manager of Training, Quality and Standards at the Institute of Public Administration in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. With over 28 years of experience in capability building and talent development, Mona has played a key role in advancing public sector excellence and aligning learning ecosystems with Saudi Vision 2030. A certified leadership assessor, ICF accredited coach, and ATD certified talent development professional. She is dedicated to fostering leadership, quality, and lifelong learning across government institutions. Let's also welcome Nader Rashidi, co-founder and managing director of Brownship and Starter. Yes, let's clap. And director of ROI Institute. Remember that, ROI Institute in the MENA region. With over 20 years of experience leading performance improvement projects across 30 countries. Nader is a global expert in learning impact and ROI, a multi-award-winning facilitator and international speaker. He is dedicated to helping organizations inspire, influence, and create measurable impact. Thank you very much. And the case study they will both be talking about is ROI Advantage, how IPA measures and sustains the impact of learning and development. So thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. This session will be very interesting because what we are going to present is a real-world case study. We are proud that we are going to present the success of a Middle Eastern organization, the Institute of Public Administration. Recently, the first organization worldwide to be recognized by ROI Institute for implementing effective evaluation methodology. So we'll be discussing why IPA decided to implement the ROI methodology. What is the ROI methodology? What ROI means in learning? And then we'll be talking about the secret, the steps, how we implemented the methodology, and what's the challenges IPA faced, and how IPA overcome those challenges. So before starting, let me ask you the following question. So when was the last time you evaluated the program at level 4, business impact? When was the last time you evaluated a learning program? Not a reaction level, not on learning, not application, but on impact. Never, not sure. This year, more than a year ago. All right. So, not sure and more than a year ago. It seems here that the evaluation is not sustainable, right? Sometimes we do evaluation once and then the next year we don't do it again. So let's see IPA, the success of implementing the ROI methodology. Muna, if you can tell us more about IPA.
Yes, sure. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And good morning. It's still morning, right? Good morning, everyone. The Institute of Public Administration in Riyadh is under actually the umbrella of the Institutes of Public Administration. It's a worldwide institution. In Saudi Arabia, it is actually the center that train government employees and at the same time give consultations or conduct research and studies and translations as well. It was actually established in 1960-61 So it's more than 60 years of experience in training, especially training public employees, enhancing workforce civil servants in capabilities and building their capabilities and skills. When we're looking at the mission of the Institute, it's actually building capabilities, advancing skills, and back again having governmental goals directed to the aim of training itself. As you can see, the numbers are really high in training. We have a range of post-service training and in-service training. We have short programs, and that would be one basic skill training program. And then there are leadership programs, and we have graduates from diplomas, starting from general diplomas, associate diplomas, executive and higher diploma, as well as a platform that is actually linked to a national program through Vision of Saudi Arabia 2030. And the platform has a number of training courses. It's a self-paced training platform, and it's called actually ISRA'i, okay, meaning enriching in a way. And then we have graduates of English programs. So we have a diploma of English programs and then short training programs as well, online blended training programs. And these are the numbers that you can see on the screen.
This is really impressive. More than 6 million trainee. Imagine this. I can add something here that IPA weekly around up to 5,000 trainee per week. Imagine the volume of operation and the quality needed for IPA to make sure that training deliver results. I would like to ask a question, Muna. Why ROI? Why you were considering and you were thinking about measuring ROI?
Okay, sure. Why ROI? And everyone will be scared by looking at the acronym actually of ROI. Impact is really important, and we're looking at the word impact in here. When we deliver our program, usually we in-house creating the content itself. So we're developing the programs, we're implementing the programs, and at the same time, we're having the feedback out of the programs. The programs are linked to all employees, to their job description, and not to the competencies. So we kind of shifted a little bit, and there's a mandate on the IPA to kind of reach to 80 percentile in training civil servant. So if we're looking at ROI is really important to look at the quality of the training programs, and at the same time, how do we do? How is the quality assurance, and what is the benefit out of our programs that we have?
Impressive, amazing. So if we see the changes that happened in IPA recently, there is a new transformation.
Yes, sure. This year or the end of 2024, actually, we have granted a transformational plan in the IPA, and it is based actually on 6 or 7 pillars. The third pillar, if you can see it, it's talking about, or it's actually focusing on measuring impact and return of investment. So transformation and the pillar of transformation is linked directly to the activity of measuring, and this is one of the main points about why ROI actually is important even in this age or this era for IPA or for the Institute itself.
Excellent, thanks, Muna. So I'd like to ask the audience, when you hear the word impact, what's the first word that comes to your mind? If you can just please share it. Slido. Results. Thanks. So let's. Money. Impact means money, means results. What else? Performance. Transformation. educated, value, success, transformation. So all this reflect the impact on the organization. If the organization is investing in learning and development is investment. What's the impact? What's the return? So let me give you a brief about the ROI methodology here. The ROI methodology has been implemented since 1973. That's when the first impact study was conducted. It was developed by Jack Phillips, implemented in more than 22 industries, including implementation of AI, learning technology, different type of performance improvement solution. Plus, there are more than 75 books supporting the methodology. The methodology on itself, it's a 12-step process. When we start the evaluation, we start with why. Why we need to conduct this program. What are the KPI? What are the ultimate results? Starting with why. Step 2, make it feasible. Make sure that training is a solution. Step 3, expect success. Means we need to plan for the evaluation, means we need to set objective, not just learning objective, but also application objective, impact objective, ROI objective. Step number 4, this is when we collect the data. Typically, we collect the data for learning, for making sure that the participants are satisfied. And also, step number 5 is collecting the data after the implementation. Make it stick. That's a level 3 and level 4. Once we collected the data, step number 6 is to isolate the effect of training. Because when we have an improvement in the performance indicator, this is not because of the training. There are many factors that led to this improvement. So we'd like to know how much the contribution of the training. Step number 7 is converting data to money. The good news is that a lot of data can be converted to money. Step number 8 is to calculate the cost, direct, indirect cost. 9, calculate the ROI. 10, identify the intangible. The ultimate 2 steps are for optimizing results. Step number 11, to tell a story. And the last step, to optimize results. Use this data for improvement. Make sure that the program get the funding necessary for continuous implementation of this program. So this is the 12 steps for the ROI methodology. This methodology helps us to get some data. The first level of data, we call this data is level 0, which is the input and indicator. Here we get information about number of participants, number of hours, duration of the program, the cost of the program. This is necessary data that you always present in your report. We call this level 0. The level 1 is about the satisfaction, about the reaction of the participant. Level 2 is about the learning, the awareness, the acquisition of this information, the confidence of the participant. Level 3 is about the application. Make sure that participants change their behavior, apply what they're supposed to apply. They implement the activity. Step number 4 is about the impact and consequence. And the last level, level 5, make sure that is it worth it? If we compare the cost of the investment with the return, the monetary benefit that we did. So we make this comparison and make sure that the program is bringing the monetary return it's supposed to bring. Let me ask you the following question. Among these different measures, if you had to choose one level to measure the success, which level would you like to choose? Is it level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, or level 5? Application is an indicator of success. There is always a gap between what participants learn and what they do. So we need to bridge this gap. also impact, which is the consequence of the program to the organization, and also the ROI. Great. So at IPA, the recent years used to measure the application, right, level 3. But there was a need for measuring the impact and ROI. Can you share with us, Muna, the journey, how IPA implemented this methodology to demonstrate the value of its program?
Yes, it's really interesting. Our journey through evaluation, when we're looking at implementing each level and measuring each level in our training programs with our stakeholders and with our customers. If we're looking how to elevate actually the evaluation, we started off with evaluation. We evaluated our processes, we evaluated our strengths, we evaluated our gaps and places where we need to enhance. And then we looked at the needs that we want to implement a real foundation of evaluation. Second, we moved to learning, where we trained our employees in the unit of evaluation. So we built capabilities, and this is really important, to have a very strong foundation of subject matter expertise, and back again to know what our strengths and weaknesses through certification and as well through coaching sessions that whenever they needed. Third, we established a processes plan. We have a practice guide, we have standards, we have, for example, probably code of ethics. We didn't talk about this, because looking at data and how sensitive is data, especially with personal data for employees and government entities. So we kind of established the code of ethics that we have through the processes that we need. So we have a strategy and we have a methodology that we looked at. Then we move to validating it through the tools, the forms that we have, how we implemented the tools, and how we refine the implementation itself. And then we moved on to assessing, and this is where the evaluation happens after. We conducted impact study. We had piloted projects, 2 piloted projects, and we implemented the ROI study. So we moved from level 0 all the way to level 5 in these 2 programs. Transformation, now in here we had the institutional evaluation culture. We built the culture of evaluation of the IPA, so we elevated the evaluation process that we have. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think this is the formula that kind of had the action and had the success in it and had the excellence journey through it.
Great. So the last step is like the accreditation that IPA recently received from the ROI Institute. All right. So during this journey, Muna, there was like challenges. And it's common when we evaluate, we face challenge. So I want you just to take 2 minutes in your table to discuss the challenges that we may face when we evaluate the impact of the program. So take 2 minutes to discuss in your table.
It's a service provider.
All right, anyone would like to share with us some of these challenges?
Yes,
Yes, please.
we have a, right here.
We have a volunteer.
Yeah, they know I'm up for it. For me, and we have had this discussion earlier, it's isolating the impact of the training. Because when there's a win, everyone wants to claim it as theirs, but when there's a lose,
Yes.
it's their game.
Thanks, Marushka. Isolating the effect of the training. What else? Any other challenges? Yes, Rada?
We've been talking also about a lot of the training is intangibles. We're talking about intangibles. So we tried applying it in previous organization, and we only managed to get a bit of results when it comes to customer experience and sales results, because we're talking about figures. And we always thought who's behind it, the training or the other department. So this is
Very good. Thanks, Rada. So it's about intangibles, about converting data to monetary value. So these are common challenges related to data. Let me share with you here the finding of ROI Institute. They conducted a survey for many learning and development leaders, and there are like 6 main challenges that we face when we'd like to measure and evaluate the impact of the program. The first challenge is about fear of outcome. What if we have a negative ROI? What if the results are not good? There is fear. The second challenge is about it's too difficult, too complicated. Sometimes some participants come to attend the certification, they said, do I need to learn finance? Do I need to bring a lot of formula? So the assumption is that something too difficult to implement. People, they don't know how to do it. Number 3, there is data gap. Not enough data. The challenge number 4 is about resistance from stakeholders. Private information. I cannot provide you with this data. Why you are evaluating, why you are requesting an entity, why you are sending me the survey. So there is like a resistance from different stakeholders for the evaluation. Number 5 is about limited resources and limited time. And number 6, no one is asking.
Don't speak.
If no one is asking, why should I bother myself with evaluation? Let me ask you, Muna, among these challenges, which challenge you faced at IPA?
Actually, we had 2 main challenges that appeared. And our journey, probably when we hear it as a story, it's very easy to kind of look and listen at it and what is the success that we did. But actually going through the process, implementing it, it needs patience and it needs time. And it needs understanding and building the culture itself. The culture in the organization and the culture with the stakeholders and customers. So if we're looking at the first challenge, we had the data gap. The data gap appeared through different phases, internally and externally. Externally, do I have enough information that I need to collect to kind of do the evaluation correctly? Especially if we're looking at ROI at level 4 and level 3. Internally, do I have the statistics that I gathered, is it accurate or not? Can I calculate or combine or analyze the information really accurately? So the data gap, that was a main issue that we faced. And we're trying to kind of innovate in that area to ease, I would say, the pain of looking at the data and losing some of the data or dealing with big data analysis that we have. The second actually challenge was fear of outcome. When we did the ROI case study, what if, I would kind of use the if factor, we would have a negative ROI. So would that be, for example, affecting the organization itself, or it would affect the other organization that requested the training? So is the culture aware of if I have a negative, that doesn't mean I'm losing, like what we said, money, okay, or the budget and stuff. But actually looking at it from a different angle, because I'm enhancing, I'm evaluating the training, and I'm enhancing the process that I have.
Great, great. Thanks, Mona. So, plus IPA is delivering solution and training for other government organizations. So that's very critical. So we have two barriers that we faced: the data gap and also the fear of outcome. The question now is, how did you overcome this? Let's start with the data gap.
Okay. With the data gap, what happened? First of all, we built collaboration, partnership with all government entities. If I'm looking at the institute, it's actually the center where we train government employees. So I'm dealing with exactly 24 ministries and employees in these ministries, with semi-government and full government employees. Collaboration was the main thing. How we built a channel of communication with other agencies, and at the same time, how we implement the culture and the mindset of ROI or evaluation. So we started off with webinars, with meetings, with focus groups, with planning even meeting results, and how to kind of read even the reports that we have. So we would do it through collaboration in between the institute and the stakeholders or the customers that requested the training.
That's for the data gap. What about the fear of outcome?
Okay, fear of outcome is really interesting. And if you can see, we highlighted transparency and trust. Whenever we have trust in the methodology that we have, if we are credible in presenting the results itself, then that means there is an ear to listen to the results and listen to the outcomes of these studies or these reports. How to kind of build a new mindset, because sometimes when you're looking at ROI, like what we gathered right now in this session, there's a fear of looking at ROI. It's very difficult. I don't know if I can kind of use it or not. I don't know how to read the reports or not. Am I going to kind of sustain it? Because it needs time and it needs an effort. So like what we say in Arabic, I use the Arabic word itself, we need جهد أكبر. Always, when we're looking at the mindset, how to build a global mindset, how to build a really healthy culture in doing the evaluation that we have.
Impressive. So mindset is the key. We need courage. Courage to move from activity-based training to result-based training. Now the question is, so what? After all this, after implementing this journey, so what's the outcome?
Okay. Probably we would present right now the outcome of what we had. So we had 4 kind of milestones. The first one is actually building capability. So we had certified talents in the institute who are certified in measuring and conducting ROI studies and going through the project. We actually are accredited and from the Institute of ROI as an institution which have ROI implementation and sustainability on it. And probably the second one would be even building the strategy, building the methodology, building the plan of action, building the forms. So we have the foundation to the processes of the work. And then what we did, we started to become a little bit creative in here. I know it's very hectic at the beginning, so there's no space of doing extra. But what we did, we moved to an age of digitalization right now. And we created a dashboard, internal dashboard and external dashboard. So each government agency would have an access to this dashboard. They can kind of look at the number of employees, demographical numbers or statistics, results of level 1, level 2, and level 3. We automated the first 2 levels. Even level 0, it's actually automated because we're looking at even doing needs or training needs analysis with the government agencies. So we have the plan of the training itself. It is based on competencies rather than based on the position that they're holding in. Lastly, we did the ROI study, but before doing the ROI study, we have reports. It's actually quarterly reports sent to the government agency in each quarter. And in that report, we have from level 0 to level 4, the results that they have for their employees and for the program. And then we conducted the 2 studies of the ROI. So this is the formula that we have.
Yes.
Yeah, and regarding the ROI study, it was so interesting because looking at the data that we have and then looking at the 2 programs, so we had 2 leadership programs. One program for the line managers, another program for the VP managers. The VP managers is a little bit very difficult to kind of deal with collecting information and collecting data. So what happens with level 1, we had a 92.4 satisfaction rate. For the line managers, we had a 98.9% of satisfaction rate. For level 2, we had the enhancement of learning, 36%. And then for the line manager, we had 45%. For level 3 application, 93, and for the line managers, we had 93 exactly back again. The level 4 impact, as you can see the points in front of you, these are the results where we get out of it, and we have to collaborate with the agency itself, or with the entity or government entity to kind of reach to that level and have a result of evaluation. For the ROI leadership program for line managers, we gained 17%. For the VP manager, there is, I would like not to look at the minus, but there is actually a benefit cost ratio is almost 1 riyal, so it makes a difference.
Is this the result about fear? Because when we fear about something, it happens.
That's why I kind of said it. So, and even though if you see it as a negative, but still there is a benefit out of it. Benefit out of the training, or even benefit, monetary benefit in some ways.
Impressive. And we need to mention as the first organization to be accredited by the ROI Institute, and also
in Saudi Arabia, we have a government center of performance. So this year, in 2025, the Institute of Public Administration granted the first rank in that prize for implementing the evaluation practice of work in performance, in evaluation of training, in strategy management, and in innovation management too.
excellent. So I would like to wrap up our presentation for today, Muna. What are, let's say, your advice for anyone who would like to make sure that we implement evaluation successfully and effectively?
So probably I have 4 points that it would last everyone for a year. I won't say years, but I would say a year to come to kind of look at it and consider it. Number 1 is the leadership buy-in. If I don't have the leadership support, if I don't have the C-level support, that means I won't go through anything that we have. And for us, it was a very huge impact because we have the support of the leadership, and as well we have the support of the strategy with the pillars that when we said the activity itself. The second point is actually reinforcing skills and training. It's very important to train talent, because those talent would kind of calculate everything and would do the reports and would kind of give you the result. And they would feel confident. Before we had the same talents, but the confidence level wasn't really high. And now after having the certification, applying the processes itself, the talents are really up to the work for the required task. The third point, organizing systems, policies, tools, procedures, strategy, because without the foundation, you cannot build anything. And there isn't any sustainability in it. And the last word, because I said sustainability, This is how I would win sustainability in evaluation. It's not sustainability in the process or the process of evaluation, but actually it's in the sustainability of how to create, for example, like what we mentioned with the dashboard, using AI even in data analysis, sustainability in training talents inside of the organization. So the formula in here for success is actually grow.
Great, great. Thanks, Muna. So very impressive, very helpful and useful. So grow. We need to start with the leadership to get the buy-in. We need to make sure that we have the right capabilities so our team know how to do it. We have the policy, we have the tools, we have the portal, we have the dashboard, all this element. And finally, we need to make it sustainable. So it's not just one-time evaluation. It needs to be embedded in our program. We need to be as a continuous process. Thank you so much. So we'll be here during all the day. Feel free to reach out to us on LinkedIn. Thanks, Muna.
Thank you, Muna and Nado.